Okay, I finally beat Alan Wake 2, and yes, this game took me a little bit longer to play, and that is simply because it scared the shit out of me. Alan Wake 2 is a sequel to the original Alan Wake game that came out in 2010. It took 13 years for this game to come out, and I think most of us were probably thinking that this game was not going to get a sequel. They were hinting at, the existence of the Alan Wake world in that game Control last year, or maybe a couple years ago. But, we just it didn't seem like we were going to get a proper Alan Wake 2, and now here it is. So let's dive into whether or not this game is exciting or if it was worth the wait. Let's dig in. One thing I can say is Remedy continues to have very strange games. I've been a fan of them, actually since the original Max Payne. I played Max Payne way back on my computer. The graphics looked like shit, but it was fun. Max Payne 2 was even better. Max Payne 3 was also really cool, but at that point, Rockstar had taken over somehow in capacity, so it felt tonally different, but that game was also really cool. So I've been a fan of Remedy. I think they make really good games. One thing I think is very cool about them is you can literally almost watch like part of a TV show usually in their show. Though it was the same way in the first Max Payne games. You could walk up to a TV and literally just watch. You could click X and you would start watching this program. And in Alan Wake 2, there is some very funny like commercials between these two redneck brothers. You can just tell that the acting is just terrible in these commercials, but it makes you not want to look away because you're just like, okay, this is very entertaining. This is a very cheesy commercial. These two are definitely not actors, but here they are selling a beer, selling a coffee. They're in the business of everything. So, those kind of moments are what I think really stands out with Remedy. You can also listen to whole songs. Usually, actually, each chapter in this game ends with, a musical song. And the songs they're not songs that are like mainstream. They're literally made for this game. And they're pretty interesting because some of the, lyrics all the lyrics are literally right on the nose. They are describing literally what's happening in the game to you. And you listen to it and you're like, okay, yeah, yep, all right. Oh, that happened in the game. That happened in the game. They're singing about the game. And so that kind of stuff is like really entertaining. You can actually go back and listen to the songs a little bit later. I do think that the way they handled like the chapter, because the first game, it felt like you were watching almost like a TV show. After the end of a chapter, there'd be the song. And I will say, I thought the songs were a little bit more memorable in the first game. And then when the next chapter began, it would say, previously on Alan Wake. And I just thought that was like really cool. I was like, what a unique approach. I feel like I'm, not just playing a video game, but I'm also watching, a thrilling, gripping TV show. They did not do that in this game, and it was a little miss to me. So like the end of the chapters were not as cool. You got this dark screen with this creepy ambiance. And then the songs, like I said, they're not as cool, but it was still, overall, I thought, most of this game was really good. It did take me a while to play because it was scary as shit. There was just a lot of, disarming parts where you just feel very vulnerable. And the sound, now that they have the PlayStation using Atmos, it was scaring me. Like, there was just loud sounds. There'd be these glimpses of these creatures or these, not creatures, but these glimpses of these faces just coming at you out of the blue. You'll be walking and all of a sudden, and it was very creepy. And I swear it nearly gave me a heart attack more than a few times. Definitely don't play this game if you have taken an edible or if you have been drinking. It might give you, some high anxiety. And that's all I can say about that. Definitely nearly wet myself more than a few times. In this game, you get to play as two different characters. You play as Saga Anderson, a female detective who is arrived in Bright Falls to investigate this crime or this mystery that's going on. And then you get to also play as Alan Wake. And Alan Wake is in a very different place than he was. Obviously, at the end of the first game, he was trapped in the dark place. And so in this game, he's looking a little worse for the weather. It's been 13 years since that first game. So obviously he's aged a lot. I appreciated that they, threw in these references to that because I'm glad that they're not ignoring the fact that they took a really long time for this game. So it was cool to see that kind of stuff. And the new character, Saga, she's a cool character, and I thought it was really fun playing as her. Her storyline was very compelling. She actually, she gets a fair amount of time in this game, so she was really memorable and she was fun to play as. There's a lot of sequences in this game where you end up in a loop. Like you're just walking through the level and all of a sudden you go this way and then you're back where you came from, and it was tripping me out. There was more than a few times where I just thought I was going crazy. I'm like, what? I just saw this door. How am I trapped again? And then I realized, oh, this is the game. It's with me. It's throwing me into a loop. It's confusing me. So, those sequences, well, those were pretty cool. They were very trippy and they definitely stand out, but they could be a little bit stressful because it took me sometimes a minute or two to recognize that I was being looped through the same level. And so definitely those things were definitely pretty trippy and kept me very entertained, if not stressed. Overall, I will be honest, my excitement for this game had waned a little bit because it took so long for the sequel to come out. So when the game came out, and I started playing it, I was a little bit turned off by the fact that it was a digital only. I like to own physical media. I like to take a disc out. I like to put it in. I'm a big fan of real ownership. You never know what's going to happen when you download something. You don't know if you're getting the full control. Usually you're just getting a license, so I don't like it. But, and they did that with this game. But, I downloaded it and, I started playing it and it's really fun. It was super nostalgic to be back into this world of Alan Wake and to get some more continuation to this story. I just think that maybe for me, my, excitement had shrunk because it took so long. And so for me, I don't know if this is like, a must play game. I think I enjoyed playing Spider-Man 2 or God of War Ragnarok, way more than I enjoyed playing this game. This game was trippy, but I know it's supposed to be. And it was really scary. It definitely made me wet myself and creeped me out. Those are the things that, I guess maybe I'm not as into as much as I thought, or maybe it was just the general amount of time it took for this game to come out. I think I would give this game I think I would give it a 7 out of 10. Mostly it was a really good game. I thought it was really cool to be back in this world of Alan Wake. I just think that for me, the excitement had waned too much and the time between the first game was too long and it just wasn't as excited. I'm not the same person I was 13 years ago. 13 years ago, if this game would have came right out, I would have probably absolutely loved it. I would have raved about it. But I think because I'm not the same person and my tastes have changed and, so that is the reason that this game for me is a little bit lower than the first game. But I definitely think that, if you're a fan of the first game, I think you're really going to enjoy it. And I definitely think it's worth playing. Maybe there could be a physical release eventually. That would be cool. I thought I heard possibly some rumors of that. Who knows if that's true? It would be something to consider definitely down the line if that does happen. But yeah, let me know. What did you guys think of this game? Did you play it yet? Did it scare the shit out of you like it scared the shit out of me? Those people, those creatures or those like demon things, and you're just, all you have is your flashlight and the batteries are running out. It was stressful. It definitely kept me on the edge of my seat. But, that is exactly what you sign up for when you play a horror game. So I'm not knocking it for being scary. I'm knocking it for taking too long and not holding my interest because of that. So that's my thoughts. Let me know. Did you guys like it? Did you play it yet? Or are you, not interested in this kind of game? Or do you not care about video games anyways because you're on my channel for movie reviews? That's definitely possible. I do 3 types of things. I'm doing TV, movie, and game. So this video might not be to your interest at all. But if you liked this video, please hit like on this video. If you want to see more things like this or more just movie reviews, please subscribe to this channel. That would be very awesome. It would help me get some more momentum. I definitely need some of that. So yeah, I'll catch you on the flip side. Later.